Genocide, Urbicide, and Domicide describe severe violence against groups and their environments. Genocide, defined by the UN, involves acts intended to destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. It includes mass killings, severe harm, and conditions designed to bring about a group's destruction.
Urbicide refers to the deliberate destruction of urban areas, dismantling the cultural and social fabric of city life.
Domicide focuses on the systematic destruction of homes, aiming to displace and destabilize populations. It involves demolishing houses and forcibly evicting residents, often leaving them homeless and vulnerable.
These terms are crucial for understanding violence in conflict zones like Gaza, providing a framework to analyze actions against civilian populations.
The term genocide was coined by Raphael Lemkin in 1944, combining the Greek word genos, race or family, with the Latin side, killing. Lemkin, a Polish Jewish lawyer, sought to describe the systematic destruction of a people, a concept that had no specific term, before his intervention. Lemkin introduced this term in response to the Holocaust, and it was later enshrined in the UN Genocide Convention of 1948. This convention marked a significant step in international law, aiming to prevent and punish acts of genocide worldwide.
Urbicide has historical roots in the deliberate targeting of cities during conflicts, such as the destruction of Warsaw in World War II. The term captures the intentional obliteration of urban spaces, which are often cultural and economic hubs.
Domicide, derived from the Latin domus, home, and side, killing, addresses the specific act of home destruction. This term highlights the personal and intimate nature of such violence, affecting individuals' sense of security and belonging. Historical instances include mass evictions and house demolitions during the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the Yugoslav wars. These acts of domicide have long-lasting impacts on communities, often leading to displacement and loss of heritage.
Understanding these terms' origins is essential for grasping the full scope of their implications. This knowledge helps in contextualizing their application to modern conflicts, including Gaza, where such acts continue to occur. They provide a vocabulary to articulate the profound impacts of violence on people and their environments, offering a framework for addressing and mitigating these atrocities. The term genocide's application to Israel's actions in Gaza is contentious. Critics argue that the systematic violence, displacement, and dispossession of Palestinians fit the UN's definition of genocide.
Proponents cite high death tolls, targeting civilians, and destroying essential infrastructure as evidence of genocidal intent.
Israel and its supporters deny these accusations, asserting their actions are defensive measures against terrorism. They highlight indiscriminate rocket attacks from Gaza as justification for military operations.
The debate over whether Israel's actions in Gaza constitute genocide remains unresolved, evoking strong emotions and divergent interpretations. It is a deeply polarizing issue in international law and human rights principles.
Section 5. Domicide targeting homes in Gaza. Domicide, the systematic destruction of homes, is a stark reality for many residents of Gaza. This term encapsulates the deliberate targeting and demolition of residential areas, leaving countless families without shelter. Israeli military operations have frequently targeted residential buildings, leading to widespread displacement and homelessness. These actions have resulted in the obliteration of entire neighborhoods, forcing residents to flee and seek refuge elsewhere. The destruction of homes is not only a physical loss, but also a profound psychological trauma for those affected. The emotional toll of losing one's home can be devastating, impacting mental health and well-being. The practice of domicide in Gaza has been documented in numerous reports by human rights organizations. These reports provide detailed accounts of the destruction and its impact on the civilian population. These reports highlight cases where entire families have been rendered homeless due to the demolition of their homes. Children in particular suffer greatly as their sense of security and normalcy is shattered. The loss of a home represents the loss of security, stability, and personal history, leaving individuals and families in a state of vulnerability and despair. The memories and personal belongings lost in the rubble are irreplaceable. The ongoing threat of domicide means that no place in Gaza feels safe or permanent. The constant fear of losing one's home again looms over the residents, affecting their daily lives. Addressing domicide requires halting the destruction of homes and providing support for rebuilding and rehabilitation. Efforts to rebuild must be accompanied by measures to ensure the safety and security of the residents, allowing them to rebuild their lives with dignity.
Section 6. International Legal Actions and Reactions. The international community has responded to the situation in Gaza with a range of legal actions and reactions. The International Criminal Court, ICC, has opened investigations into alleged war crimes in the occupied Palestinian territories, including Gaza.
Human rights organizations have documented and reported violations of international law in Gaza. Despite these efforts, achieving accountability and justice remains challenging due to political pressures and diplomatic considerations.
The international legal framework provides mechanisms to address violations, but their effectiveness depends on political will and cooperation. Ensuring justice for the victims of the conflict requires a concerted effort to uphold international law and protect human rights. Section 8. The humanitarian impact on Gaza. The humanitarian impact of the conflict in Gaza is profound and far-reaching, affecting every aspect of daily life for its residents. The blockade, military operations, and destruction of infrastructure have created a dire situation for the residents of Gaza, leaving them in a constant state of uncertainty and fear. Access to basic necessities like clean water, electricity, healthcare, and education is severely limited, making survival a daily struggle for many. The psychological toll on the population is immense, especially on children, who are growing up in an environment of constant stress and trauma. Humanitarian organizations have been working tirelessly to provide aid and support to the people of Gaza, often risking their own safety to do so. However, their efforts are often hampered by access restrictions, funding shortages, and the ongoing conflict, which complicates the delivery of much-needed aid. The international community must prioritize humanitarian assistance and work towards sustainable development and peace, ensuring that the people of Gaza are not forgotten. Addressing the humanitarian crisis requires immediate relief efforts and long-term solutions to ensure the well-being and dignity of the affected population, providing them with hope for a better future. Section 10. A call for international action and resolution. The conflict in Gaza requires urgent and sustained international action to address the humanitarian crisis and work towards a just resolution. The international community must take concrete steps to protect civilians, uphold international law, and hold perpetrators accountable. Efforts should focus on lifting the blockade, ensuring humanitarian aid, and supporting rebuilding projects. Diplomatic initiatives must aim to restart peace negotiations and address the conflict's underlying issues. Achieving peace and stability in Gaza is essential for regional and global security. With concerted international effort and a commitment to justice and human rights, a peaceful resolution is possible. The time to act is now, for the sake of the people of Gaza and the broader goal of global peace and security.